So I just closed two issues, which were the refactoring that I did last week. Um, that can be seen, I think, in this uh, PR or just in the commit history here. Um, I did a large refactor, but that was mainly cleaning up. I was mainly refactoring to use E2B better, um, removing a lot of code from the backend that saves state. So we don't save any state in the backend. The backend can be restarted without any issues, without losing any data. And then that will allow us to put everything into like serverless functions if we want to. And the remaining things that we're working on are Omar is removing the fetch requests from our backend with Drizzle. Uh, and let's see. Um, oh yeah, Victor. You've already added the integration tests, right? They're just not all passing, right? For the GitHub features,
Hmm.
right? You've added
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
them you want to add, right?
yeah. I've added all the tests, but there's still some of them that
Yeah.
need like some extra, like series of tests to
Okay.
make them foolproof.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Cool. And this, um, does anyone know if this is still the multi-file editing bug is still open?
I don't know. I think the change I pushed.
Mm-hmm. Might fix it.
Oh, yeah, but this is for the AI editor. I think Buan
Yeah.
made a change recently about that. I think all that is left is like a little bit of verification on that and see if it's still occurring. But the update I gave us, it looks like it has been fixed already. But I still want to confirm.
Oh yeah. Is what happened to Burhan's? Oh, he said he didn't make the PR yet though.
Yeah,
So
it does push to branch. Yeah,
um,
let me find the
I,
link
but he
for
said
that
he's
too.
not ready. He told me that he fixed some things and he broke some things. That's the last that I heard. Um,
Okay.
so let's just test how we have what we have now. Let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe this inbox. Okay, there it is. So I'll go to here, pages, index. Mm, I'll say create two new pages. So the first one is going to be about.tsx. The next one's going to be contact.tsx. Let's see. This might actually work because it's creating new files. That
James,
work?
we're not seeing what you're sharing. I don't know.
Oh, you can't see. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
we can. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So this one and the new one. Okay, that works. But uh, let's see. What if I'm here and I do this? Yeah. Okay. So that does not work.
Okay.
Like,
So you still it is
I
the
have to
same file.
click the name of the file first and then click apply.
Okay.
So it should just do that automatically.
Mm-hmm. You
That
should.
doesn't seem like a very big issue, actually. That seems like it should be pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, it does. It does
Because
look like that, but I think
manually I can do it. If I can solve the problem if I just do that. Yeah. Okay. So that's probably what's up there. Cool. All right. So yeah, any questions about these tasks?
No, except the current backend uses the same fetch that was used in the Cloudflare integration. So I was thinking, when do you plan to like switch that out to like proper route, API route?
Yeah. Um, let's actually go. Yeah, let's actually go into that right now. That would be great.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
so we have kind of two. We have a multiple paths that we can take to get there. So let me see. Just trying to change my. Okay. So I'll share my VS Code, and then we
All
can
right.
look at the. We can look at this one here. Okay. So let's see. We have a file. So I've first split them up in, I've first kind of refactored by files. Now we can refactor by the actual functions in the code. So
Mm-hmm.
under source, no, uh, we're in backend server. Okay. Yeah. Source and then routes here. And then we have two. We have sandbox and user. Yeah. Uh, so these are both in the they're both as a Cloudflare function would be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not pretty. Um, I think it got worse over time too.
Yeah.
So let's see. A few different things we could do is we could refactor it to be. So I actually would like to combine these two files into one personally. Uh,
True.
I feel that I'm always switching back and forth between them. Um, that's just me. But so we could put it in something like this, which I think is router is the Express.js format.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is called.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's called by it's done here on app.use,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we could put it into something like Express routes. Um,
Yeah.
that's one option, and then
Mm-hmm.
the second option is that we could put it into Next.js routes, which is actually a different. To go under app API, and then for example merge here, which is actually different, but it looks pretty similar though, honestly.
True.
But I think that the return value is a bit different. Um, yeah, because it's like this response. So we could do like this, and then the third option is that we could use the framework that you suggested, Victor. What was it called, Victor? The framework for API routing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Hono?
Yeah. I think I mentioned Uno for the
Yeah,
backend. Is that what you mean?
yeah, exactly. So the other option we could do is we could use Hono. We could put it into Hono. So I'm just trying to think what would be the best option. Um, let's see. I think we lost Victor. We lost him. There you are. So
So can you still hear me?
yeah, I can hear you again.
Yeah. So I think moving them into the Next.js API route is not a bad idea. In fact, we could find a way to run Express or Hono in the Next.js API routes, and that would be really nice for us to have that.
Yeah,
And what else?
let's do it.
It would be great. We could try that out and see how it goes. I think that would really, and if it's something like Hono where there's like an RPC where you could have like type safe requests from the backend, I
Sure.
think it would speed up the development process, like on the developer experience, because now we know what data we're expecting directly from the backend.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And then you would use Hono on the front end too, right? Like in the Next.js,
Yeah,
in the React code.
API routes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that would actually help Akhilesh because I think he's looking into stuff like um, use query kind of things. So maybe m-
Mm,
maybe that
might
would
be
help
help.
him as well. So uh, yeah, the only thing is, how much work do you think that would? Is it possible that we just? Is it possible to just do it on the back end first and then do it on the front end after? Like,
Yeah, it's possible. We could maybe like make it a multi-stage task where
yeah,
the first one should to migrate the backend alone,
yeah.
and the next part will be to take the backend to the front end. I think that would work.
What I mean is, like, we can put them on the Next.js API backend first, but then not touch the React code. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be great, and I'm really excited, like I said, about doing everything in Next.js because it means that people can download and run the project uh, in one command. And we have a demo, like a demo for the AI user group in 1 week, um, and
Okay, okay,
it would be really
that's nice.
cool. It would be really cool if we could make everything really easy to run.
Yeah, sure.
Like, actually, I'd like to show live how to clone the repo and set it up, which would be really cool. Like, clone the repo and get it running.
Well, that'll be very nice.
Yeah. So basically, all we have to do then is to take. Um, Basically, all we have to do then is we have to take this code from the Cloudflare format. Uh,
Mhm.
I lost my. Here's Windsurf. Um, and we have to port it over to Next.js or Next.js with Hono. So maybe Victor, you can just after you finish fixing the tests, or just yeah, you can figure out. Um, you can maybe you can try making some test routes on Next.js with Hono and see if that works.
Okay. Yes, definitely.
And then
I'll
once
try
that's
that.
working, we'll port over the working ones to Hono.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. And Omar, you know what you're going to do? We already discussed it, so I think it should be clear. Perfect. Okay, the last thing that I want to say after all that is just um, where's this video that I made? So let's hide my screen share my screen again. Okay, so I made um, so I made this video last week, right? In this video, uh, where I use Bolt to make this example project, right? Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I saw the demo. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
So I think it's a very, very achievable goal too. Would be that I
Mhm.
can, at least for the next week, Well, obviously, I want to be able to. I want to do all the get the API route stuff um,
Okay.
on Next.js. That would be ideal. And then my other goal for the next week or the next 9 days before our demo is I would really like just like to have this some basically to have this basic workflow working. Um, and I think that's actually really achievable. We basically have this. If we complete all of the tasks on our issues list, I think we will get there. But this is like to me the final test.
All right, James.
If we can do the same thing that Bolt can do, then we're in a really good place.
Sure. Sure.
Cool. That's it.